Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend, I will defend.
What's up guys, and welcome to JNO United, bringing you the best in football news, entertainment and games. And today we're doing FPL Today, looking back at Game Week 10 and towards Game Week 11. But before we get into the show, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button, especially if you had a good captain choice this weekend. And in the comments down below, answer the question of the day. Did you drop Sergio Aguero? Did you not captain Sergio Aguero or Alexis Sanchez because of their drop in form? Now let's get on to the show, and as you can tell, I'm a bit happier than I usually am when I do this show because I was well above the average, as you can probably tell from the intro. The average for the game week was 58 points and I got 90 points. I believe the average for the top 1,000 players was around the 62 mark as well. So I've made up some ground on the top players in the game. It gave me a game week rank of 84,435th, now put me on a total points of 536 and an overall rank of 158,767th. A massive jump in my ranking, almost cutting it in half. In fact, I think it has cut it in half. I am now easily within the top 10%, probably in the top 5%, and if I can keep this momentum going, I'm going to be looking good. If we have a look at my team, only 3 players actually didn't score big points for me, and that was Kyle Walker, Adam Smith and Charlie Austin. But the likes of Diego Costa, Joe Allen, all of them got assists, got goals, got points that boosted me up the rankings this game week. My 2 transfers were Joe Allen and Philip Coutinho coming into the side for Etienne Capoue and Raheem Sterling, and I did take a points hit for this, but it all paid off in the end. Now if you follow me on Twitter, and there's the Twitter handle, you will know that I was stressing over going for Aguero because I thought this is one of the first times he'll be a differential, stressing over Sanchez and stressing over Coutinho, who I'd brought in, and on last game week show I actually suggested as a captain choice. And I thought, you know what, end of the day I'm going to go with the captain choice that I recommended, and he did well. He got 2 assists, but nowhere near as well as Sergio Aguero, who got 2 goals and an assist. But swings and roundabouts, I still had a great game week, so I don't have too much to complain about. If we have a look at the dream team of the week, it would have got you 137 points in total, and Gundogan is the top player with 18 points. But for once, Sergio Aguero, Eden Hazard and Alexis Sanchez are all in the dream team of the week. It's almost like it was 2014-2015. Gundogan, in fact, put in the type of performance that could mean he is another option instead of the likes of KDB, Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero. Scratch that, I don't think anyone is an option for Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero is FPL royalty. But shout out to my man, who I think I'm getting a bit of a man crush on. Tom Heaton came in with a massive performance against Manchester United. 12 saves in total, I believe, off the top of my head. And he got a clean sheet, despite the fact that Zlatan Ibrahimovic and co had so many shots on that Burnley goal. And I said, I believe, on Twitter that Tom Heaton would keep a clean sheet and keep Manchester United out. And he came up in spades for me. We go to the star of the week, and you know I like to pick someone that is different than the obvious choices that are in the dream team of the week, and the choice I'm going for is Olivier Giroud. At 8.8 million and not getting many starts, no one really has him in their side, but he came on in the game against Sunderland and had an instant impact with his first 2 touches. He had 2 shots on goal and managed to score both of them, giving him a shot accuracy and goal conversion of 100%. So my star of the week goes to Olivier Giroud, and if you did have him, you were probably laughing when he came on and scored 2 goals that quickly. In exact polar opposite to Olivier Giroud, we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic. At 11.2 million, he came in first for shots on goal this game week, and came first for minutes per chance this game week, with a chance every 8 minutes. But he had a shot accuracy of 33% and had goal conversion of none. He only had 4 shots out of 12 on target. not good enough for a player of Zlatan Ibrahimovic's quality. Now I have a feeling Zlatan's going to come after me. And if we have a quick look at the hot list, the players I think you need to be looking at if you don't have them, and if you have them, you should be laughing. And top of that list is Sergio Aguero. Back in form, easy fixtures. If you don't have him, people are going to captain him, and if he performs like he did in Game Week 10, you are in trouble. Then Philippe Coutinho, I think, is coming out as the main man in that Liverpool midfield. I think you need to have him and then maybe someone else. I've got him and Firmino, and it paid off for me this weekend. Coutinho is definitely someone I believe you should have in your sides. I think the whole team kind of runs around him. He's always involved, and he is looking on form and performing for Jurgen Klopp. In defence, I'm looking at Eric Peters. There's not really anyone that stands out to me right now as an option, but Stoke have some decent fixtures coming up, and they could keep some clean sheets, and Eric Peters comes in at a reasonable price. And then I had to change the goalkeeper after his performance against Manchester United. It looks like Tom Heaton could almost be fixture proof. Don't want to commit to that just yet, but if he can keep that many shots out, and if he can keep doing that week in, week out, it may not matter who they come up against. He may be able to get enough save points that it doesn't matter if he gets a clean sheet or not. Now, before we look to Game Week 11, I just want to shout out another channel, something I'm trying to do a bit more regularly this year, and I'm shouting out Brettsby, a Fantasy Premier League channel, which of course I'm going to recommend on my FPL Today show, but he does have something a bit different on his channel as well, which I think would be of interest to all you guys out there. He has a series called Point Predictor, where he picks 5 players who he believes will score 4 points or more in the game week, and it is a great series, and he was quite good last week, so definitely check out his channel, see who he predicts for Game Week 11, and see if he's right. Here is a quick clip, just so you know what to expect.
Lastly, the fairly reliable Belgian, Romelu Lukaku, was able to help me go one better this week and take my final total of 3 out of 5 predictions for Game Week 9. Everton fans would have expected better, and I certainly didn't predict an Everton defeat to Burnley, but this is the Point Predictor, and all that matters is that Lukaku assisted a goal and picked up 5 points for his efforts. So for Game Week 9, my choices have seen me pick up a very admirable 3 out of 5 correct selections, with Azpilicueta, Payet and Lukaku all bringing home 4 points or more last week. If I can continue this kind of form for my predictions, I'd be absolutely delighted, but I foresee things only getting more difficult from here on out. So please don't put too much faith in me, as it could all go very wrong very quickly.
Okay, moving on with the show, and we look at next week's fixtures, and we look at where we think the points may be, and where we might drop points. We have Bournemouth versus Sunderland coming up next game week, and Bournemouth have looked good at home, and Sunderland have looked like they're trying to learn how to play football because they haven't quite figured it out yet. I really think any team has a chance of scoring at least 2 or 3 goals against this Sunderland side at the moment. I think they're destined for relegation, and just if someone's playing Sunderland and you have a player on the opposing side, put them in your team. Just makes sense. Man City have a home game against Middlesbrough, and with Aguero back in form, how can you not have a Manchester City player in your side? Especially, how can you not have Aguero? Surely you need to have him. If you got rid of him, good luck getting him back in. I hope you had a plan to do that. Against the Middlesbrough side, who I know are defensive minded, I'm not sure it really matters if Man City are firing on all cylinders. Potential points dropped are the Chelsea versus Everton game and the Arsenal versus Spurs game. There could be loads of points there, there could be no points there, and there could be points from places you're not expecting. These are the type of games, these competitive games, where you just don't really know what's going to happen. I know football is a beautiful game and you never really know what's going to happen, but these games could cause us to slip up a bit because players we expect clean sheet points off or goals off of could blank. Hull City versus Southampton, there's potential for some Southampton points. They've looked good, maybe not against Chelsea, but they've looked good for the rest of the season since they picked up their form. Redmond and Tadic, along with Charlie Austin, all look like they could get potential points, and that Southampton side is definitely capable of a clean sheet against Hull City. And then we have Liverpool versus Watford, and the way Liverpool are playing at the moment, there's probably going to be goals there either side, because Liverpool are just such a great attacking force, and then defensively they're a bit shoddy, so there should be points aplenty in this game, especially if you have some Liverpool midfielders, and if you don't, I don't think you've been paying attention. My captain choice for Game Week 11, I'm going to say it, it's probably the obvious choice, but Sergio Aguero. If you don't have him, with the game coming up and after his performance in Game Week 10, I think you should try and figure out a way to get him back in. He's going to be the most popular captain choice. I'm putting my neck out and saying it right now. He will be the most popular captain choice. If you don't have him and he scores a lot of goals, you are going to drop in ranking. My differential of the week, and I'm going for Dusan Tadic. It was a toss-up between him and Nathan Redmond, but Dusan Tadic is only owned by 2.4% of people, so I believe he is going to have an upturn in his fortunes as far as FPL points go. Dusan Tadic has looked good in games, but he just hasn't been getting the points that we need for an FPL player. That being said, he's creating lots of chances, he's getting chances himself on goal, he's just not converted them just yet, but I do believe he will start converting at some point this season. And then finally, before we cap off the show, it's the red herring of the week, and I'm going for Wilfried Bony. He's just scored 2 goals against his former side Swansea in Game Week 10, and I think a lot of players are going to be looking at him now thinking, oh, he's another option. But if we look at the rest of the season, he actually hasn't turned in very good underlying stats at all. For shots on target, he is joint 22nd best in the league. That means there's at least 21 other strikers who have more shots on target this far into the season. He does not have the stats to back up putting him into your side now, and knowing my luck, he's going to go and score a hat-trick in Game Week 11 and make all my underlying stats mean absolutely nothing. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to FPL Today for Game Week 10 and 11. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Answer the question of the day in the comments down below. I've been J&O, you've been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.
Glory!